there's a lot that goes into what we do every day, and I thank God for the opportunity. Thank Him for keeping me focused and resilient and steadfast within it all. I think it's been a great group effort for us to be able to do what we've been able to do over the years, but in terms of a big reflection, I don't know if the time is to do that right now.
You said throughout the season that, when you guys need to pass the game, it'll be there. It was there today. What made it work so well?
Well, I think we need to change our approach to all of this. Yeah, I don't play the game for stats. I don't play the game for numbers, any statistical approval from anyone else. And I understand that everyone has a preconceived notion on how they want it to look or how they expect it to look. And I told you guys that winning and success is defined by that particular individual, and it's all relative to the person. And what I define it as is winning. And so the number one goal is always to come out here and win.
Jalen, when was it that you decided that numbers didn't matter, just the outcome? When did you learn that? What got you to that frame of mind?
By losing. You name a loss and you tell me it's losing. Failure has to be used as a source of pain to go take that next step. And there's always learning opportunities and everything. And I think it's human nature to be ignited by the shortcomings, and that's just a natural thing.
When you think back to your guys' first trip to the Super Bowl, what are some lessons that you're taking with you on this time?
It's hard to say right now. I just think you got to give a ton of gratitude to. These are all my personal testimonies, and I know my personal perspective is not always a reflection of what is most important to the team and what we're trying to do as a team, because every team is different. And so I think clearly as a team, the mission is to go take advantage of the opportunities we present ourselves with. But also, I have my history and the things that I've experienced that I can use as tools to help those around me and help myself. And so a lot of this stuff is presented to us, and we all have that plateau to learn from all of our experiences. And a lot of guys that have not experienced some of these things, got a lot of guys that, from these Georgia guys that have made a big impact on our team, and the young defensive backs that we've had, and not everyone was a part of that. But that's why every team is different, and every year is new. And so there's been a sense of togetherness for us to all come together and try and achieve the ultimate team goal, and we've done a great job of that to this point of being able to put ourselves in this position.
After you beat the Bengals earlier this year, you asked about Joe Burrow, and you said there's a standard two, meaning you have a standard two. We kind of left it at that. What is the Jalen Hurts standard?
The standard is to win. That's my standard.
What did Cam show playing despite that back injury?
That was gritty. That was gritty of him. He hadn't practiced all week, really pushing through, and the resilience he showed coming in and being able to see the defense the way he was. Loved how he prepared. Obviously, the preparation showed, and man, he's been great all year. I won't have that reflective moment on myself, but I'll have that reflective moment on Cam and saying, yeah, you got one bad snap to start the season off, and all the questioning and all the things that were thrown his way, and so end up being a Pro Bowler and having all the things to deal with. We're replacing Jason Kelsey. He's done a great job. We'll need him to do that again this upcoming week.
The first offensive play, the 60-yard touchdown. Did you check that play with the last?
Yeah, I made an adjustment. It was I had to get us situated, get us to the right play.
And these last three home run touchdowns, 60 or more yards, had you kind of figured or expected on each one of them that he could or would take it to the house?
You don't think about it that way. You don't think about it that way. When you're in a game, you take it a play at a time, and you just want to execute the fundamentals of the play. And Saquon's, he's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a player. And he's been that. I think, he's been paired with a great group in front of him, and I think that's showing. And he's been able to take us to the next level in many ways, take our running game to the next level in many ways, and he's been able to do really big things.
What did it take?
How much of a difference does it make for you guys? I mean, knowing that he has that ability to hit that home run pretty much any time he touches the ball.
Well, I've told you guys this from this instance throughout the year. Of a lot of these things come down to how you finish, and I think being able to lean on him when we're trying to bring things home, I think that's a huge impact he's made for us. And obviously, when he does it early, it doesn't really matter who gets the party started. Just for us to gain some momentum as an offense and gain a rhythm, I'd say. Rhythm is the word. Gain our rhythm as an offense and keep going.
What did it take for you to be healthy and able to play this game, I guess, in the last week?
It was challenging. And in some ways exhausting. Dealing with a little sickness as well, and just came out here. It was a group effort.
Back to the center position, what was it like too? Obviously, you had a new guy in there in Landon. Didn't quite know if he was going to get the call or not. What was that like for you, taking snaps from him for the first time?
Well, I always talk about how I miss Landon when everybody asks me, because you got the Alabama crossover, and I missed him about a year. And so we got the chance to do what we could have done in those times. But nonetheless, Landon's an All-American center in college. He's a hell of a player. He's very versatile, and when he came here to be an Eagle, everyone knew that. And so that's a tough guy there. A tough guy that deserves a lot of credit for our success today. His willingness to step in and take upon that role.
Jalen, you talked a couple months ago about
well, when you have a defense that forces 4 turnovers, a run game that puts up nearly 230 yards, you might not have to do too much, but Jalen Hurts doing it all. Take a look at the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a playoff game. Hurts tying his own record with 3, also tying Otto Graham with 3 back in 1954. Eagles being able to get it done on all sides of the field. And now we wait for who they will be seeing in the Super Bowl 59 out in New Orleans. Currently, it's the Chiefs with an 11-point lead as we're inching towards the half. We've got halftime coverage coming your way as soon as this one hits 4 zeros right here on CBS Sports HQ.